All right, hey everyone, this is Hash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So this will probably be the final Akane video for today, because after this I'll only have 4 chapters left to get caught up with. So those will all be out by tomorrow, and then I will be caught up with the series so I can start doing weekly reaction reviews when Jump is back next week. So look forward to that. As I've done in a couple of my other videos, I'm just going to do a little preface before we jump into this by saying if you like my content, and if you haven't already, please do consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff, because pushing those buttons helps promote my videos with YouTube's algorithm. And especially this year, I'd like to start pushing out content on a more consistent basis. So if you'd like to help me promote my content, push it on the YouTube algorithm, I'd really love and greatly appreciate that. So without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi, Chapter 40, The Image of Greatness, with story by Yuki Suenaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with translation by Stephen Paul, and lettering by Sneer Aron, with Rakugo supervision by Keiki Hayashiya. And you see on stage, I think there's a juggling performance, and you see waiting in the wings. You have next is, and you have, are you learning from the wings too? And you see smiley glasses man. It's like, Master Hasho! It's like, you aren't neglecting your Zenza work, are you? It's like, no, Master Urara told me to watch her from here. It's like, pardon me. I didn't mean to insinuate anything. It's like, so it's her turn at last. And Akane is silent before she goes, if you don't mind me asking, what is Master Urara like? It's like, what is she like? It's like, it's just, a part of me finds her a little intimidating. And Hasho goes, in the past, many Rakugoka had a saying, a woman cannot perform Rakugo, because Rakugo as an art form was developed with the assumption that a man would be performing it, because nearly all of the characters who appear in Rakugo stories are men, because women's high-pitched voices would not hold the same weight when delivering fighting words. There was no end to the excuses they would give. Some would outright refuse any woman who asked to be an apprentice. When a female Rakugoka took the stage, many audience members would simply get up and leave. So much potential was snuffed out because of gender. It is a dark side of our history, and you see him kind of just gripping his fist in his hand. It's like, but nowadays, the people who think that way are few and far between. If you want to know what kind of person Master Urara is, I think it'd be best for you to discover that for yourself. You have a chance to witness someone who survived an era of adversity. The image of greatness. And you see her just heading out in like this black kimono with like these flowers and like fans decorating it. Looking gorgeous. And you see as she's just heading out to the stage, it feels like a roar of applause. And Akane's just like shivering. It's like, amazing. Even standing in the wings, I can feel the passion and anticipation. What kind of Rakugo is she going to perform? Oh, good lord. And you see like a fisheye lens shot, like it just zooms into her face with like these slit eyes. And you see just like a wave of silence sweeping over the audience. And Akane's like, huh? No way. All that fervor was snuffed out in an instant. And she kind of just pulls her hair back. And she starts speaking as she goes, you all got carried away. This isn't a pop concert. And you see Hasho go and she's calmed the crowd down. Kane's like, huh? It's like she must have sensed that her audience was a little too rowdy to listen to her story. It's like, oh, I see. So that's basically the same thing I did at the Karaku Cup. Only she didn't need to utter a single word. And so Urara starts with, within Rakugo, you will often hear characters speak of going inside. In this case, inside refers to Yoshiwara, the brothel district during the Edo period, surrounded by walls and filled with lust and pleasures. The men of Edo would go inside to assert their manhood. But for the courtesans who worked inside, if you were a prestigious oiran, you had the right to refuse a customer. And she just kind of like waves her hand like this. It's like, even if a man came bearing many coins, if she did not care for him, he was out of luck. In fact, some say that when men went out for a night of fun on the town, they struck out more often than not. Oh, she's undoing like the outer robe, and I think she's taking it off. It's like, from what I heard, some young men from town recently went inside for a night. And how did that go? It's like, it was terrible. I was turned down. It's like a real sad sack. You know that? What about you then? And Hasho's like, I recognize this story. It's like, actually, the ladies can't get enough of me. It's like, this must be Fetching Tea. And you see Fetching Tea, a story of the strange night that passes between a man and a courtesan in Yoshiwara. You have an example of a Akane-Banashi, or a brothel tale, of mind games between men and women. It's like the girl took one look at my face and screamed, "Ah!" and then ran right down the hall. After a few minutes, they sent me through to the room. And there the same woman was sitting perfectly calm and waiting for me. It's like, why'd you start screaming the moment you looked me in the face? What was that all about? So that's what I says to her. And then she says, she just imitates like mimicking smoking a pipe. It's like, let's not rush things by sleeping together on the very first night. Will you hear my story first? And you see all the others like, they're just getting like all entranced by this. And Hasho's like, there were Rakugoka who loudly claimed that a woman could never do Rakugo. One of them was the great 20th century master Shiraku Ransaika. And yet it was Master Shiraku himself who was the one who recruited and promoted Master Urara. He just kind of mimes, like puffing out a breath of smoke. It's like, let what follows sink into your eyes and ears. You are about to experience... God... And you see here just like this image of like the brothel room with like a mirror and stuff like laid out, like makeup laid out nearby. Just gorgeous panel. You know, the Okanban Urara Ransaika at her best. She's kind of doing like a demure look. She's getting ready to tell the story. Oh man, that panel's so good. So good. Alright, not too many thoughts to go on. Because a lot of this was just set up. But I literally just mentioned in the last chapter video that I was wondering how far in, or if they're even going to address the prevalence of like sexism and stuff in Rakugo, which I just assumed there would have been. So I appreciate the fact that they are digging into and are admitting the fact yes, Rakugo has or had a sexism problem. Although I don't completely buy like Hasho's whole thing of like there's. Like Hasho does say, like, yeah, it's a diminished problem now. It's like it's not as prevalent as it once was. I'm not super sure I buy into that, but that's kind of a pass. I don't know enough about it to like comment with any degree of like confidence or accuracy. But I do appreciate the fact that they are talking about it and addressing it within the series. So I do appreciate the fact that they are talking about it. Specifically using Urara to kind of like exemplify like the trials and tribulations and stuff she had to go through to surpass that. But again, I want to see like how much deeper they dig into it. But yeah, again, like it's off to a good start, so I'm hopeful that we're gonna see a little bit more and dive a little bit deeper into it. But yeah, there's a lot of great shot, like with the fisheye lens, one of like the close-up, showing like how intimidating her stare was to like completely silence the crowd. That was super well done and impactful. Yeah, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. Not much more else to say. But yeah, looking forward to it. So like I mentioned at the beginning, I will be caught up with the remaining chapters tomorrow, probably in the afternoon sometime. I'll look for those to drop. And then once I'm caught up with that, I will start doing weekly reaction reviews to Akane-Banashi starting next week, once Shonen Jump is back from its break. I'll also probably try to do a channel update tomorrow with a general kind of guideline or timeline for what videos I'm planning to do next and like when they're going to come out, stuff like that. So look forward to that as well. Like I mentioned at the beginning, as always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Like I also mentioned, please do consider liking, commenting, subscribing. Especially liking and subscribing does help me out a lot with promoting my content to the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to try to be more consistent with putting out videos and content this year. So if you would like to help me, try to grow my channel and my reach, that would be greatly appreciated. And I would like it a lot. There's going to be hopefully some new stuff coming to the channel this year. So look forward to that. And with all that said, this is Ash. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.